Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a story that, well, it goes way beyond your standard historical dates and dry architectural blueprints. We're heading over to the Saurashtra region of Gujarat to uncover a deeply emotional, literally monumental story of true nobility. This is the legacy of Jamnagar. We're going to look at how a city built on mythic foundations, totally transformed through centuries of royal vision, and ultimately how it authored one of the most remarkable and honestly understated acts of human compassion in modern history.
Okay, let's dive into this. How on earth did a royal Indian city transform into a sanctuary for European orphans? I mean, it sounds like the plot of a movie, right? But it's absolute historical fact. We're going to trace the journey of a princely Indian state that, during the absolute darkest days of the 20th century, reached across the globe to offer a lifeline to the most vulnerable victims of war. It's a defining act of historical courage. But, to understand how a city becomes capable of such profound humanity, we first kind of have to understand where it came from. Section 1, Foundation of Nawanagar.
Let's move to Dwarka and see how this builds. Because before it was even a city, this land was deeply tied to mythology. Legend has it that after Lord Krishna left Mathura, he established his empire right here in Dwarka. The Judea dynasty, who would eventually govern Jamnagar, consider themselves direct descendants of this ancient royal bloodline. But the physical city we're talking about today, that officially begins in the year 1540. That's when a really bold ruler named Jamral set up his new capital right at this striking confluence of the Rangmati and Nagmati rivers. He named it Nawanagar, which later became famous worldwide as Jamnagar, literally translating to the city of the Jam, or the ruler.
Section 2, the Golden Era.
So, from those early days in 1540, the city weathered centuries of complex, shifting empires. But its true physical transformation, the real game changer, arrived under Maharaja Jamranjit Singh. You might actually recognize that name. He was famously known as the legendary cricketer Ranji. He ruled from 1909 to 1932, and the man was a visionary builder. He completely modernized the region. We're talking wide roads, sweeping grand palaces, and these beautiful, expansive gardens. He brought in a massive wave of modern infrastructure that totally reshaped both the skyline and the daily life of his people.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that magnificent title, the Jewel of Kathiawad. This wasn't just some catchy marketing slogan. It was earned through sheer architectural ambition. Thanks to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Nawanagar wasn't just a functional capital anymore. It was renowned as a masterpiece of urban planning. But, as we're about to see, the true measure of a city's greatness isn't just in the stone of its palaces. It's in the heart of its people. Section 3, the Good Maharaja.
You see, true courage often means stepping up when the rest of the world just looks away. Picture the brutal contrast here. It's the absolute height of World War II. Over in Europe, the devastation is total. Thousands of Polish children have been orphaned, ripped from their homes, and forced to flee for their lives across continents. They were desperately seeking refuge from a completely war-torn landscape, and they literally had nowhere to go. Yet, halfway across the world, in the peaceful, sun-drenched region of Gujarat, a sanctuary was waiting for them. And this brilliantly illustrates the scale of what happened next. We aren't talking about a symbolic gesture for, say, a handful of people. We are talking about thousands. The ruler at the time, Maharaja Jam Saheb Digvijay Singh, just threw open his doors to thousands of these destitute Polish orphans. He didn't just casually let them into the country, he actively built special camps for them in the Balashadi area of the city to make absolutely sure they had shelter, food, and safety. He did way more than just provide a roof over their heads. He essentially provided a family. The Maharaja cared for these European orphans as if he were their own father. Because of this unparalleled paternal care and just profound compassion, he earned a title that remains etched in history. Today, over in Poland, he is still deeply, deeply revered as the Good Maharaja. This wasn't just a fleeting moment in time, it forged a historic friendship between two vastly different cultures. In fact, if you go to Poland today, you will still find monuments proudly standing in honor of this Indian ruler's incredible bravery and kindness.
Section 4, Modern Legacy.
So the crucial point is, what does a city with a foundation built on ancient myth, visionary architecture, and that kind of life-saving compassion look like today? Well, it perfectly bridges its past and its future.
On one hand, you have these deep historical roots, like the gorgeous Lakota Palace Museum standing right in the city center as a daily magnificent reminder of its royal history. And on the other hand, you have a powerhouse of modern reality. Today, Jamnagar is internationally known for housing the world's absolute largest oil refinery established by Reliance. Plus, it's a massive global hub for intricate Bandhani tie-dye art. It's a city that remembers exactly where it came from, carrying that courage to build and to care straight into the modern era, boldly driving the global economy forward.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. What truly makes a city immortal? Is it the wide roads and the grand, beautiful palaces, or is it the thousands of Polish orphans who lived to see another day because a Maharaja in Gujarat decided to act as their father? Maybe it's the fact that in Jamnagar, the two are forever intertwined. It's a powerful reminder that history is made by the courageous, and the true jewels of any city are its acts of humanity. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of Jamnagar. Keep exploring and keep learning.